Regina Montoya's first example of service was her mother, a strong, passionate, and hardworking woman. She gave everything to ensure that her children took advantage of every opportunity possible.
I have been so fortunate to have had one of the most wonderful mothers, fathers, but my mother has been such an inspiration to me. When I was growing up, my mother didn't have the opportunity to go on to college when she was growing up in a small town in New Mexico. And even though she was one of the top Latinas in her high school, it wasn't expected that Latinas would go on to college. And so my mother didn't. She graduated from high school, she met my dad, but in the back of her mind, she always wanted to have that opportunity for education. So when my mother had 4 children and I was the eldest, I was in 8th grade, my mother went back to college and she not only got her bachelor's degree, she also got a master's degree as well. But for me, it was so inspiring to see my mother doing that because she was balancing 4 kids, her family, my dad, and going to school. So when I went to college, and I went when I was 17 up to college up in Boston, Wellesley College, I knew there was no way that I was ever going to be able to complain because here I was in this fabulous college living in a dormitory and I wasn't having to take care of 4 kids, a family, and try to study. So that was my inspiration. My mother really paved the way for me to be able to go on not only to college but to law school. She made the difference for me.
Her value of education would rub off on her only daughter, Regina, who knew that anything was possible if she simply did the work.
I was that little girl that managed to go to every kind of girl program, whether it was Girl Scouts or whether it was every kind of Y program, because I was growing up in Albuquerque, New Mexico. But I remember taking dance, I remember taking piano, and I remember my mom just saying, you have to be able to have the foundation. So my mother encouraged all of us, including my 3 brothers, to read books, to be able to go, and we didn't get to go to, it was hard to get to camp, for example, but I remember selling peanuts to go to Y camp one summer because she thought it was a valuable experience.
So she didn't stop until she graduated from Harvard, with a law degree no less. While her professional achievements are many, Regina is not complete in her professional work alone. From Girl Scouts to Girls Incorporated, she has made a name for herself in the world of community service. But not any service. Regina has purpose to serve women and girls, brown women and girls in particular.
I actually learned Spanish before English, and my mother felt that it was important for us to try to have a bilingual background, and so she did. She grew up only speaking Spanish and then speaking English in school because her parents didn't speak any English. So she knew how valuable it was to be able to have at least a couple of languages and to have that kind of sensitivity to other cultures.
Drawing from the lessons she learned from her many mentors, including her mother, Regina continues to pay it forward, teaching girls to play strong, smart, and bold.